Hello, my name is Oscar. I study at the Pan American University of Puerto in the Faculty of Education and Humanities, School of Modern Languages. In today's video, I'm going through a very simple exercise where I must give a personal opinion from the topic that is highlighted in the assignment, which is food. And the first question is, what is your favorite food? So right now I'm going to give my opinion, and my favorite food is lasagna. If I had to give three reasons why it's my favorite food, the first one would be because it's a meal that reminds me of my childhood. I have been very fortunate my whole life because my mom is a fantastic cook, and she is knowledgeable in a variety of cuisines, including Italian. And she always made lasagna, which is the way to call the that particular food in English. In my country, we call it pasticcio, which is more similar to the original Italian word. But but yeah, so definitely one reason is because it reminds me of my childhood. Reason number two is because lasagna has a lot of cheese, which I adore in many of its forms, and I think it's wonderfully applied in that particular dish. And reason number three, it's because I believe is a delicious mix of cheese and ground beef in that's in the sauce of the lasagna. So I think it's a wonderful dish, and I think it has such many virtues. So definitely my conclusion to that is that lasagna is my favorite food of all time. And second question is, why is it better? In this case, lasagna. Why is lasagna better than other foods you have tried? And the reasons for that I gave for why that is my favorite food can also apply to a certain extent to this question. I wouldn't necessarily state that lasagna is better than all the other food that I have tasted, but definitely I like it better than most of it. So why is that? Um, the reasons are pretty much the same that I already talked about. But let's give a little bit of contrast and think of another dish that may be, I don't know, steak, for example. So why I like lasagna better than steak, a plain steak? Well, reason number one is that lasagna has one particular quality, that it has it is not a dry food because it has a sauce within it, without it being anything like a soup or anything like that, of course. But what I mean is that steak is a fairly dry food. It's usually good to have something else to eat while you're eating steak. Meanwhile, lasagna is like an all-in-one food, an all-in-one dish. And that leads to reason number two. If you're eating lasagna, you pretty much don't need any other dishes to complement the lunch or dinner, for example, that you might be having. Again, with the steak, you may want to have some vegetables to to accompany it, but not only because you may want to, you may need to, because the steak can be really dry if it doesn't have a sauce. And reason number three is that lasagna has both protein and carbs in it. So it's an all-round very complete dish. Meanwhile, other strong dishes that you might want to eat, like a steak, are only have protein. So in lasagna, you have both carbs and the protein because of the meat that is in the sauce. So in conclusion, if I'm going to have lunch or dinner, I would very much prefer to have lasagna instead of steak. And that was my personal take on my favorite food and why I think lasagna is better than steak. That's of course my personal opinion and my personal view and taste. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one. Goodbye.